Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. My name is DBcade, and I'm happy to be here at the Kessel Run 7 running Star Wars Rebels Strike missions. This is a... Well, first, I want to explain why I'm running this game. So, I play a lot of... Let me stop the timer real quick. I play a lot of lost media games, a lot of arcade games, a lot of fighting games, but I wanted to do something. I wanted to challenge myself for the Star Wars event, which I found out through Renaissance and Maxon, and I said, okay, well, are there any games that are exclusively released in regions or things like that that I might have access to? And I just wasn't able to find any. But what I was able to find was an HTML5 game, which we've been doing research for already, kind of on Lost Media with a couple other people on the internet. I'm going to show the front screen real quick. We are running the mission mode for this game, all missions. This is New Game Plus, and it runs on a browser, so I have to use the mouse at the same time, but I'm actually also using a arcade stick to help with the inputs and things like that. And it's actually going to allow me to do some of the inputs maybe a little bit easier. Actually, if you're a keyboard player, you probably could do this as well. I'll explain any of the techniques that I use. But it's a pretty cool beat 'em up. It's got some really high quality clip art, and it looks like some of the assets were originally made for this game. So out of all the HTML5 games that I found of Star Wars, this is the best one. Objectively the best one. So I'm really, really happy to show this off. Thank you, everyone, for having me. I just want to do real quick. Can everyone hear the audio? Can you hear me talking? I just want to make sure that I'm not too soft when I'm speaking or anything like that, because it's going to go by quick. I don't know if chat is around. Sounds good? Awesome. Okay. Because I do want you to hear the sounds. So, we have 3 missions, 3 chapters of 30 missions to complete. And the difference between New Game Plus mode is that we've actually already unlocked all the characters. We still have to play all the missions in order. And the current world record time, by the way, is 38 minutes. But I didn't want to upload it just yet to the leaderboard because I have a feeling we can crush that time today. But as you can see, you start with the main character Ezra and Zeb and Hera as well. Now, when you start with characters, you'll see that there's quite a stat imbalance in this game. So the character we'll be using today is actually Rex, but I just want to show that, yeah, you can play as Sabine and Kanan and, even Hondo and Fenrau. So really, really fun characters. Everybody has a unique super move and a unique special move. But for today's sake, we're going to go ahead and use Rex, who's a one-man army. Now, time is actually going to start when we click the Start Mission button. When I did my submission time, yes, Hondo is really good, but we're using Rex. The only downside that you'll see here is I, as Rex, cannot select other teammates. But if I'm Ezra, I can actually choose I can have a whole team of a whole support character. But Rex cannot. He is not allowed to use any character. This is probably because when you unlock him, Rex's stats are really, really high. And in general, you'll see that he doesn't need support. He just does not. So if everyone's ready, let's do a countdown in 3, 2, 1, go. Now, right off the bat, we're going to go ahead and run through here. A lot of this game is just running and gunning. So the first thing I'm going to explain is actually the shooting mechanic. And that is because the normal characters when you shoot cannot shoot this fast, but Rex has no cap on the amount of times that he can shoot his bullet. So if you're good at mashing, you're good at doing damage. A lot of times you'll hit these areas where you'll be flanked by sets of stormtroopers or Imperial Guard, and you just need to blast your way through them. You cannot skip enemies in this game, however, at all. If you skip an enemy in this game in certain sections, I will actually soft lock the game. Most of these you can't. You'll be able to run back, but there's a few coming up. These are usually the end game gate sections where you just blast your way and go on through. And there you go. We have now completed the first one. We are not worrying about objectives because it's New Game Plus, and we do not need missions. I will ask one thing of chat. Help me keep track of the missions. So if I've done mission 2 at the end, just write the number 2 in chat. If I beat mission 3, write mission 3 in the chat. It seems really simple, but it can get a little bit crazy to keep track because sometimes we'll just go so fast. So movement in this game, a lot of times you will see me kind of do a diagonal movement like this, up and down. The reason is that I'm trying to not have my character get locked. It's very easy for your characters to get locked in this game. So because of that, I will actually move the controller up and down like that sometimes to make sure I don't get stuck in a position and can keep my forward momentum. And if you keep your forward momentum enough, you can actually run. And not only can you actually run, you can actually shoot your laser, your gun, I guess I have a laser pistol, forward in front of yourself. And you can even run in front of your bullet. So that should have been 2, and now we're on to 3. But yeah, that really will help me. Thank you, Dark Ramasan, who's also there for the first time I did commentary for this game. I was really appreciative of that. I'm a little bit nervous today, but this game is it's a lot of fun. I'm surprised how good the speed above is. You will see me ignore certain pickups. There is spread shot in this game, but if you get spread shot, for example, you'll replace the bullets and the amount that you have in the other current gun. So it's usually best to... Oh, I actually landed on it. It's usually best to stick with one weapon so you can build up a lot. There's also grenades, or I guess they'd be called hand mines in this one. But the grenades do a lot of damage, but they run out of ammo really quickly. So in general, if you see me use them, it's just because I had them, or I picked them up from a crate. And that should be mission clear. Yeah, you have to go walk back. Ideally, if you're at that like magic pixel on the screen, you don't have to do the walk back animation. That should be mission 3, and we're already on mission 4. Every 5 missions, there is a boss and a really difficult stage. By the way, we are a minute ahead of the current PB that I had. So I'd like to set a really good PB because I have a feeling after this event, there's going to be some people running this game. Which I'm happy for. I'm really happy to see the time go down. And again, if I use my super, I will give myself a stronger, a triple shot, which is stronger than pretty much everything else. You do not need to kill the turrets in this game. And in fact, some missions we will be able to skip through them almost entirely because we can just run. Oh, good timing on that. And it should be the last flank coming out here. There we go. That was really good. That's the one thing that I have to also route a little bit better in this game is where to stand at certain missions. That should be 4. And we are coming up to our first boss, which I think everyone will get a kick out of. Okay, good. We got the right item. Let's see if we can run a little bit over here. should be coming out from the back. One at the top, one at the bottom. The stormtroopers are endless. Some of them have more health. Okay, so we're running up to final section. We're gonna pop our thing, and there we go. Mission cleared. So all I did there for the boss is I popped my super move to give myself the triple shot, and I went ahead and just mashed as hard as I could while walking forward, and you just saw the door's health completely deplete. That is the first boss. Again, Rex kind of breaks the game. Kick is really good, but kick, the problem with when you're doing the close range kick is that there can be a delay sometimes, so it's not the best for multiple enemies. And then you'll see there how bomb will just completely whiff. Oh, see, I got stuck there for the shot. And the reason I'm not just multiple shooting, you see there's a gauge that appears next to me. That's just to stop the spamming. If you spam too much in this game, you'll overheat. So the best strat is usually to do kind of like a triple finger press and then move on. We're on mission 7 now. Thank you, by the way, for counting Darker on the side. I appreciate it. Another broken thing is, yeah, even though I use the special, I have all my special back. The enemies in this area are weaker, so again, doing one kick can get rid of them really quick. And we'll do a spread shot here. And there's going to be 2 from the back, and then that should be the... Oh, 2 off the top. There we go. Again, really good progress. We are fighting on the Star Destroyers, so it's a lot of corridors, but it's gonna get a lot harder later on. The first zone is kind of a kind of a breeze through, outside of 1 or 2 missions. This game does have some pretty difficult missions coming later on. This is one of the areas where I can actually soft lock, because if I leave, it gives you 2 paths, but it's actually pretty cruel that it does that, because you have to kill all the enemies on either lane. So what can happen is if you walk past too far, the lane, you can't go back into the lane. So if the stormtrooper walked off the screen, you've soft locked. It should have been 8, and now we're on 9. Again, really, really good. 9 is a little bit tricky. We have to maneuver a little bit carefully through here. We actually want to stay mid-stage this time. So we'll go down, and then we're going to go up. Kill that stormtrooper there to try and... I got caught a little bit here. Not the best movement from me, but it's okay, because we've got only 1 set to deal with here. I got caught on the hitbox. You do not have to destroy those, the lasers. And we should be coming up to the last bit here. And this should be the spot. Yeah, that was perfect. Okay. Nice. And coming up on the boss of Chapter 1. Yeah, I don't know if anyone else has found any kind of hidden gems like this. I'm really, really interested in playing more obscure Star Wars games. I was gonna run the PS1. Ooh, I got you this time. Ooh, that was a fast kill. Okay. So usually if the strafe with it, and the problem is the probe droid, it tends to move in an awkward fashion. It'll kind of start and go. So you end up missing it a lot. But yeah, we gave it a run. That was really good. A little bit of loading here. Again, beautiful load screens. And we're on mission 11. Now, these missions are a little bit friendlier because mid-stage we just have to deal with some enemies. And, oh, really? I should have been able to avoid that. That was my bad. See. There we go. There's the little bullet trick I got to show off there. So I will try and do that. Usually it's from a flank. So when I get to these sections with the flank, and we'll have one more at the end coming up here, I can shoot a bullet after the flank disappears and then run with it, and it's you know, moving infinitely horizontal. So yeah, it's kind of broken to just have a floating projectile in front of you. It's almost like having a shield. All right, mission 12. I have notes, by the way, but I'm floating by so fast I'm not even having a chance to really look at them. It's a little bit of a shaky start there. Okay, we're gonna go pop our shot here. Ah, the one item I didn't want, but whatever. Yeah, the mines, obviously, they just have a little bit of a slow start up to them. So ideally, I just don't want to use them. Hiding behind the canisters, that's fine. Alright, that should be mission 12. Mission 13. Again, thank you for the counting. It is surprisingly easy to get confused, especially because, to be honest, like, some of the missions look very similar. So I tried giving myself like notes, like, oh yeah, you know, this mission with the long corridor, but mission 10 and 11 look exactly the same, like, aside from the way enemies appear. So I just, I'm more of like a visual cue. I don't know if anyone else is like that in chat. I'm really impressed by like how a lot of people play some of these Star Wars games where you're running around through huge spaces, huge corridors, and still remembering like where to go. I always have that. Usually, directional stuff is like I would just get lost on a Starship Destroyer. Let's just be real. There's like. Yeah, great time, actually. I think this should have been mission 13, so let's do 14. Yeah, Rex being, you know, one of the Bad Batch also, I think, is why they just gave him absolutely insane stats in the beginning. But you can make all the characters the same strength at the end through upgrading, so I would like to see different combinations. Like, there might be something interesting you could do with your allies. The main issue that I found is you just attack much faster. Your allies are slow too, so you will literally leave them behind at certain times because they don't have to be on the same screen with you at all. Again, just dodging and weaving. There actually is a dodge button. I didn't even explain that. And also with your special attack, you can actually charge it up. And if you full charge it, well, Rex does a rushing punch. But you will likely not see me use this. There's just no reason. Again, pretty good placement there. Near perfect pixel. So we didn't have to walk back or do any extra things, and we're already on the mid boss 15. We are halfway through, and at 15 minutes, this is really good. I'm glad I should be able to submit a a record that was done live at Kessel. I like I said, I have more games to run. I just didn't want to do fighting games like right off the like I do fighting games at every event. I just wanted to do something different, and I like beat 'em ups a lot too. It's in the same kind of wheelhouse, so much easier. Oh, is that a door? No, it's not. Yeah, it's just a bigger door this time. It's actually easier. Just it has, you know, more health. It's just a bigger, stronger door. What is a door? This is Star Wars. We don't open doors. On mission 16 here. Some of the Imperials from this moment on are going to have special weapons, so you probably saw there for a second. I actually have triple shot, so I do have to start being a little bit more in a heightened state, because they can easily melt my health away if I'm not careful. And we are trying to escape the pursuit. Of the Sith Lord. Should be the last one here. There we go. Next mission. So from this moment also, you're gonna notice that the corridors get a lot longer, and sometimes you don't want to open the canisters. I'll try, and if my pathing is good, I might be able to get a lot of ammo for my weapons coming up. But in general, I don't try and go for that. So here's one way thermal detonator. Ah, see, I got stuck on the hit, on the actual like boxes. I don't know how I didn't kill that. The beam is also infinite, so we do have to be careful. And I'm in a really bad spot there. Oh, we should be able to get through this. A couple of misfires. Again, you can still kill the pros. You just gotta be careful. Alright. The pressure's on this time. Oh, that was a nervous mission right there. All right, what mission was that? 17, right? So, yeah, this particular area is where I need the counters, because I'll just forget. Yeah, that was close. The lasers are surprisingly hard to avoid sometimes. Like, it can be confusing where the actual attack box is on the screen. But the vertical ones, yeah, they just have a startup. So, like, I'm completely safe in this corner up here. Unfortunately, this guy decided to just take a vacation. Can I make it? Okay, good. Oh, that screen was giving me some trouble. Okay. I could have just turned around and killed, but there's no reason. Okay. Ooh, this is harder than I remember. Okay, okay. Again, final stretch here, and stage cleared. It's very easy to get stuck when you walk between those turrets, by the way. That was 18. Now we're on to 19. We are at a little above a minute average for each mission. That's pretty good. This is where soft locks come into play, so I might be quiet when I'm walking on the corridors, just because I'm really trying to focus and make sure we don't have to restart anything. That would not be fun. I mean, luckily it's an HTML5 game, so you can just, you know, reload your browser, I guess. Oh, I got stuck on the screen there. I was trying to do the run. It would have been a good section to do it on. Stage clear. That should be 19. And now we are on the boss of the second chapter. I would say this has gone better than I expected. Run! I don't know what happened there. Just would not move. Okay, so this is actually probably the hardest boss in the game. We cannot attack just yet, unfortunately. We have to wait for this boss, and I've got to be standing in a specific position for Callus to get hit. The turret on this walker is actually the hitbox. Ooh! One cycle. Okay. That doesn't happen often. Usually what happens is it will quickly move and jolt to the side, and then it'll go through a phase where it'll charge a beam. That has not happened to me ever. It didn't happen in practice one time. It didn't happen there. Actually, I did not know you could one cycle. So that is news to me. We are on the final stretch and making excellent time now. Yeah. Usually, I mean, I was practicing with Dark Harma-san in the chat one time, and usually we would hit 1, 2 cycles, because we just had to dodge this giant beam that came out. There's nothing you could do. I don't really have an explanation to how I was able to do that. These corridors can get a little bit funny. There's just more enemies now at the end that you have to fight at the final part for this whole area. We are at the final chapter, so again, we do not care about the bonus missions. The bonus missions in this final chapter are also a little bit annoying. 21. Oh, we're on 21, right? I didn't replay a mission, did I? Yeah, we're on 21, okay. Yeah, okay. Nice. Okay, that was really good. And yeah, there's no final section here. That is the final section. Going on 23. I have a lot more to say, but this is such good pace that I'm going to be a little bit quiet on the final segments here, because if I can focus, I can definitely pull a crazy victory here. Going to be 2 that come on this side, and then we've got to just run straight forward. All right, here's a huge soft lock spot. Ah, see, shoot, I might have hit. I hope I didn't hit it. No, 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 no. Okay, okay. Woo! Please. You know what? I think you're supposed to go low here. Yeah. No, I'll go high. I'll go high. I'm worried about South. What? The stormtrooper just floated across a bridge. I don't even know what to say right now. All right, I lost some time there, but that's because I didn't know that could happen. I'm not going crazy, right? The stormtrooper floated across a bridge. That was 23, right? I'm not skipping. I just cleared 23, right? I just didn't know stormtroopers had that kind of power. Yeah, I just went ahead and used my super there. To just give me that. I overheated. Don't know why that's missing you, and I don't know how I'm walking off screen there. Alright, final stretch here. Okay, that was 24. And now we're going to 25. Last mid-boss of the game. Yeah, I agree. The things that are happening right now in this run during the marathon are... I have to change notes because I didn't know that stormtroopers could walk across empty gaps. I've spent many a mission there trying to figure out, oh, how do I not softlock myself? And then this time they just walk toward me. Oh, we got through it. You do not want to get stuck on that section. For good reason. For obvious reasons, right? I don't know why it gives you just like a giant canister case, but all canisters in this game drop items. Oh, we just did 25. That was 25, right? I'm not mistaken. 26. Oops. I almost did the wrong mission again. It was locked. Okay. Magical Sith powers. You do not need to get rid of these little guys. The problem is that they'll latch onto you. We should be at the last mission. Let's hope I don't get hit by any. I'll take that hit, and there we go. Stage cleared. I appreciate it. Yeah, I need it. It sounds like a dumb thing, but it's so easy to get disoriented. I appreciate you, chat. Yeah, I guess the debate, is that, even in this game, androids are third-class citizens, because they don't count them as units. So you can just run past them. Anything that's a droid. Ah, I did the trick a little bit too late. That's fine. Let's avoid that turret, and we're coming up to the little last stretch here. Oof, took some bullets to the face. Why can you walk there, Stormtrooper, and I can't? And that should be mission cleared. That was 27 completed. Now we're on 28. Final stretch. 29 is a ridiculously hard boss. Can make or break the run. I've spent 20 minutes. That's why I have such a large estimate, actually. Is because I don't know what can happen on the final boss. I've gotten really, really evil patterns before. And I've had patterns where... Well, you'll see. You'll see when it comes, but that stage cleared. Fastest stage in the game. Stage 28. Now we're on 29. Yeah, I'm getting locked a lot more. Well, you know, it's a it's a janky Star Wars game. Ah, yes. Alright, so this time I'm actually going to clear these guys when they come on the screen, because if they grab me, the Inquisitor is going to give me a lot of trouble. So this boss, I cannot attack her at all when she's in that state. I simply have to wait. And then I will dodge, and I'll kick her in the face. When the lightsaber is spinning, I don't have to worry. I'm getting really good RNG, though. Because what can happen is the Inquisitor can spin, rush to the other side, and then spin like that. So here's the bad RNG. Unfortunately, I tried to use save for super attack. So that's unfortunate. So we had 2 times where that's 3 times where we just have to deal with the Inquisitor being, and it's completely invincible. But that's really good. Only 3 times of having to deal with the back and forth. Sometimes it can, like I said, I've had this stage honestly last 10 to 20 minutes before, because the Inquisitor just feels like being invincible. There's no rhyme or rhythm to the pattern. I've tried everything. If you find it, Star Wars fans, Star Wars speedrunners, everyone in the Kessel run, please let me know. You know, try this game though. It's the first run's only going to take, you know, an hour of your time for the new game. New Game Plus is about, I'd say, 40 minutes average. We are on the final mission here, by the way. This game, it's a little unfortunate because it lands on a little bit of a cliffhanger, but just consider the Inquisitor the true final boss of this game. Alright, final stretch. Time's gonna end when we walk through that door, and it'll say stage cleared. Ooh. A lot of enemies on this final stretch, but Rex will make it through. That's time. 35-11. That is my current PB, and I guess the record currently in the world, live at the Kessel Run, episode 7. Yeah, a little bit of jank with the movement, it couldn't clear, but we had a really good Inquisitor and an amazing Walker. All the bosses were extremely clean. Some of the stage stuff was, we're cutting it close there, but all in all, GG's. Thank you, Dark Rama-san, for the GG. Thank you, Sabuline Horizon-san, for the GG. Darklight Boko-san for the GG. I appreciate it very much. I'm going to be back with another janky Star Wars game in just a second here. Probably the most janky Star Wars Flash game, but out of the Flash, just strictly Flash games, again, objectively could be one of the better ones. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to showing off one more game, and I'm excited I was able to do a really awesome record at the marathon. Just stick around. The next game's really short, by the way, but it should be funny.